It has been a while, I know, but today is CSI, Creative Source of Inspiration. And with that, it is to just give you different perspectives of what can inspire you and what can uplift you. Because life always happens. But when we have these great toolboxes, when things are nice and calm, it's very easy to draw on them instead of be taken down with a whirlpool and have to kind of fight your way back up. And life just happens that way too sometimes, and it's all okay. But we're here to be able to help uplift you and restore you in this short time we're visiting with you. And we always bring a lovely guest. And this month we have Coach Geeta, and I'm going to say it wrong, Bahati. There we go. She is an author with the book called, and this is her specialty, The Gift of Menopause. And so, talk about a different perspective. We also have the lovely Colleen with us as our co host today. And so, Geeta, we welcome you. It is wonderful to see you again. You've had some extreme circumstances at the last moment, unexpected, but I'm so glad that you could make it here with us. So, Gito, I always ask our guest two simple questions. And the first question is going to be, what is inspiration to you?
Hey, hi, Karina, and thank you so much for having me here. I'm glad, I'm blessed to talk with you on this show, and like you're doing such a wonderful work here. And this is such a simple question, but it is such an important question, inspiration, because that's everything. And the question which you asked, I would say that inspiration to me means a lot of things. But inspiration to me, if you ask me, it's like feeling alive. Like, feeling alive. You want to feel alive. You want to use your gifts. You want to have the big dreams. And you need to go out of the rut, like whatever the box which we get to work inside. So how we can use our full potential, how we can use the gifts which are given by the God, and we can use them, like, to share with others. We can share with others, and always like having that heart of sharing, adding value, and that keeps me alive. That's keep me inspired all the time. That's what I would say. And the second thing I would say, the inspiration to me when I was thinking about this question, always it came to my mind, my mom and my dad. Like that is one of the inspiration for me. So that's what I would say.
That's very powerful because to feel alive is far much more than just existing and going through the motions in the day, is it not?
Mhm.
It's a whole different level of how you engage actually with life. And anything that you're going to do, you become more aware, more conscious of your actions, your speak, your the projects and where you want to put your time, which is very important because when you want to share things with people, you want to be able to see them blossom. And that also, too, is extreme inspiration unto itself. And in my immediate family, my grandparents, I've got to say, have been the most inspirational from coming over from different countries, learning how to be a US citizen here. And I was taught from my grandmother and my grandfather design methods, but completely different. My grandfather used to design clothing, and my grandmother did all this bead handwork. So they also gave me the designer gene, which inspires me all the time to be a designer of all things. So that is very powerful to want to share with the open heart. It really is. So I'm sure, Ita, out of your travels and your experience in life, there is some sort of story that moves you that if you're willing to share with the audience, we would love to hear it.
And yes, like the life is full of stories, you know. I was thinking, okay, what story I want to share? And because if you ask me sometimes, like I can make story of any incident. That's what the feedback sometimes I get. Because when I start telling a particular small incident, almost the person feels they travel through that particular thing, those particular situations and all those things. But here, like as we have a limited time, I would say like this, there are a lot of stories, but one of the thing, uh, as I was talking about my mom and dad, so what comes on the surface is like what all I was using, like whatever their qualities, which I was embodying in myself, and the way I have handled the situations, the way my current life is, or the way I'm working for my future life. So, so many things I felt like, oh my God, like I took this from my mom, I took this from my dad, I took this from my mom, this from my dad, those kind of things. And fortunately, I got opportunity to work in personal development industry from 2008. So, like changing myself from a person who is like a angry, short-tempered person to a person who can actually listen to others and can be at peace and at harmony. That's what was, it's like a journey. And to just tell you, recently, I lost my dad and I had to go to like India. So it was sudden. He was very well, no problem. And when I went there, and this time, I don't know how, but I was able to so much listening happened there. And literally, my brother, he told me, like, this time you look like you're listening and you are actually like they're getting encouraged with my presence, and everything was so smooth and so many things were happening. And as a story I would tell, I have been working as a business since long. At age 22 I started doing my first business, and which was I joined my husband. And I come from a very, very like well-doing family where they never exposed money to us, never exposed money. So everything I would get, but I did not know w- for living life, money is needed. And I
Yeah,
joined the business,
just a
I
bit.
get married, yes, and then there is money. Like for everything, money is needed. And such a hardship, being a 22 years old, a business person, assisting like my husband, doing whatever I could do, taking loans and paying bills and so many things. And that was a wonderful experience. Fast forward, coming to this country, adjusting here, one thing I would like to share as the thing which always I had in my heart was I was a consultant. I'm a computer background and I used to work as a IT person. And always like I'll have a contract 3 months, 6 months, like anytime the job would go, because it was not a full-time job. But because of my almost 8 years of business experience, job experience in India, I always felt, especially the business experience, because we fell so many times and got up so many times, I felt like, oh my God, anything is possible. Then again, fast forward, I did network marketing business almost 5, 6 years. And then there was one point where there was a calling of like, no, like I need to do something related to coaching because I have been training since 1993. I was teaching corporate everything since 1993. I can teach actually. First time I taught was 1993. But then there was this calling which came like, okay, like Geeta, like you're doing like just free advices. Now, coaching is your calling. You want to add value, whatever the things which you experienced, and you had this hard time, like, long time, 10 years, 20 years to learn these things, investing money. Why not? I can like add this to people, anybody who is looking to improve their life a little bit faster. Maybe I can do that. But for that, the story I would say is the first story is I'll tell very shortly. My mom, when she passed away in 2022, when I went back, like there was this big shift of like, oh my God, I was not there for my mom. She went through menopause. She went through her age where she maybe needed me. She maybe like, behaved a little bit differently. And because I was away, I did not take care of her the way I was supposed to be taking care or giving that much time. And that shifted something big thing. And then it related to me, like my journey during my menopause. Like I was like on top of everything, healthy, everything, but I lost it for like literally 4, 5 years. I was like, I write a story saying like how intelligent people make stupid mistakes. Literally in this age group, like, that for around for me was 45 to 50, I could have done so much damage to my family, to all these things which I earned all these years. And I saw that damage had happened to my mom. And reflecting, oh my God, like I was doing the same thing. And I did not like it took time to get in control and get back on track. But otherwise, I would have lost my home. I would have lost maybe my husband, my kids, my job, everything. I would have like health also, like I would have lost everything. But with God grace, like it was the time, and I was able to, because I was in the personal development industry, I was able to get hold of it, get control of it, and then okay, now this is what I really want to spread. And the other thing, quickly I'll tell, like if we have 2 minutes, was I, as I was
Oh, we're
telling,
fine.
okay, the inspiration of my mom and dad. So when I was thinking, because it's so recent, I lost my dad, and when I was reflecting, it's like he always, like in until 49, he worked a job and he did a business. We had a transportation business. Such a hardworking person, means so much hard work means you cannot imagine that kind of a hard work, always working and managing, and still he had some hobbies like doing those. So I feel like that thing comes from him, like the way I work. And when I'm working, I don't feel I'm working. Like sometimes my friends, they get confused, like why you have to do all these things, you're 53, just relax, like life is so like relax, like why this all things that you need to do. But I see my dad, okay, he did the same thing, like he was so much hardworking. He wanted to do this and that and trips and this, so many things. So I think I embodied that particular thing. And the second part of my dad's life, which was after 14, and he had a big accident, he survived. After that, he never worked. He was able to manage his things, but not like drive a car or actually do any work. A person who was working 24 by 7 and suddenly cannot work. Imagine like a kind of a
Yeah.
depression and kind of a downfall which my family went through. But then I see him for last 10 years, a happy, satisfied person who actually have everything. Anytime if you ask him, do you want something? He'll say, I have everything. I have everything. And that smile on his face and that satisfaction, it was like I feel that that is something which I have it, like I'm maybe I took it from him right now. Even I have the big goals and I'm working towards so many new things and want to learn more, do more, want to be lifelong student and be in this journey and inspire others and help others. But at the same time, that satisfaction and the peace and that feeling of, oh my God, I have everything, kind of. There is no lack. That thing I think that I took from him again. My mom was the inspiration for starting this journey where like I turned around and focused on coaching and menopause and women and to stop all these disasters happening in that particular range, like a age, or I would say. But at this moment, to conclude, the inspiration which I see from my mom and from my dad, which I'm carrying right now, and luckily the positive part of it,
Yeah.
because of whatever the good things, like there are negative things. It was not a fairy tale. There were negative things with him, also negative things with her, also. But their positives that embodying and like growing them or making it better every day, some way, that's what is the beautiful journey like I'm on. And I just remember them and feel every day just inspired, like, okay, I really want to do this. Because my mom had so many dreams. She never even she it until the end she wanted this, that, like a never giving up approach. Like so many of these things, like I'm right now getting on the surface, like as you said, like automatically you will have something, and that's what came to a surface and I'm sharing. So
Yeah.
that's what I would say, like.
Well, that's quite a bit. So, what I'm hearing out of this is that they were two completely forms of inspiration, different. It's from the tragedy of your dad, and yet how he was able to embrace and uplift and accept and to be at such peace and contentment. I mean, most people never get to be there, especially after a tragedy. So that is just immense. And his positive attitude that permeated everything just kept everything being uplifted. And with your mom, even though that, she always wanted to keep going and doing all these different things, it was when there was a situation with her that you weren't available to help, you were in a completely different country, that it showed you this is something that really inspired you, that you still wanted to be able to help other women and give this. I mean, these are very powerful inspirations. They really are. And yes, of course, everything isn't, blissful and kumbaya and always positive ways. There's always the flow of beautiful positiveness and negativeness, but they all have their own lessons if you can just understand that they are lessons to be able to embrace what's inside them, to allow us to grow. And yes, of course, everybody gets stalled. Everybody gets, pushed back for a while and can't get back up on the feet. But that's why inspirational stories are so important. Even if somebody remembers just one line of what you said, Geeta, that could be enough for somebody to get back up on their feet. We don't know. We're not in that position to know, but we have this beautiful gift to be able to be connected to spirit and allow things to flow to the audience of whenever they see this, whether you're here live with us or whether or not, it's a replay 2 years from now. Doesn't matter. It's a beautiful thing, and we do need one another. When things get tough, we do need one another to lift our spirits back up.
Definitely.
I know that we're important, and there is something that every single person has to offer. And so it's a belief in the people too, that we just know how amazing everybody is, but sometimes they're detached from that and they have to reawaken to that. And that's part of why we're here, for sure, without question. Colleen, anything that you want to add to Geeta?
Oh, I am just so appreciative for everything you shared, Geeta. It was so beautiful and truly just seeing the beauty of it all. The gems that you're able to pull out that really inspired me today. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and really, a loss is never easy, no matter what. But we celebrate them by keeping them in our hearts. And I know that your dad was very unexpected and very quick. And you had planned on having a trip and visiting with him. But he is always with you. And like you said, you took this part of your dad and that part of your mother and all these things. So you are also with them, and the connection is not transient, it's not hit or miss. For all of us, all we have to do is really get quiet, get connected, breathe, and we can connect with our loved ones. We really can. So, Geeta, thank you for even taking the moments to be here today. There is somebody out there that is experiencing a loss or two, and there is always beauty that comes with the changes of the journey. And
Yep.
it is about what we hold in our hearts. So we love for you to come on Thursdays here at this YouTube channel. We'll have more inspirational stories. We'll have also topics, holistic health on topics. We do have a special guest this month, Jurg Nikola from Croatia, and he'll be talking a little bit more about mental fitness. So that is a very important understanding how you can shift your mindset to a receiving mindset instead of a fixed one. And when you can work with that, that's when this inspiration just becomes so powerful. And in that power, intention coupled with that gives you clarity, puts you on the path to start designing the reality you want. And with that understanding, I will be giving a workshop on the 27th, an interactive workshop. So look for those details too. Of course, please come, bring your friends. We'll be on YouTube, but you'll also be able to register and come into our Zoom room and ask questions directly. And yes, it is my gift to you, so there is no payment for it. We just want you to come and be fulfilled of what you need. Any closing remark, Geeta?
And this is so beautiful, like all the work which you're doing. And I really want all of the people who are watching this, like share this information and like inspire others. Like you are getting inspired. So it's almost like your moral duty to inspire others. Like, and you never know, like even you touch one person in this whole lifetime, they change the life just because of you. And it just happens, it's like just such a great blessing, like which is more than any money any of the facilities, any of the resources, like changing one life, inspiring someone, it's a big, big thing. So I believe in that. I really want this to like go to more and more people. And just as you're listening, just have fun and take life like easily. At the same time, just make sure you're using your potential, you're using your God gifts, and whatever like you want to do to explore that, like just have that open mind and open heart and curiosity, and just keep learning, keep growing. That's what I would say.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for that. Colleen, a closing remark for our audience?
Oh, yes. Well, I don't know if I can top Geeta. That was so beautiful. I would just say, yes, please continue to come back. We have so many exciting things lined up for this month, this coming year. So it's just the beginning, really.
Wonderful. Thank you. And yes, we do. And so we're here for you whenever the timing is right. And that's why we decided to come on YouTube instead of having to deal with other different platforms. So we'll always be here for you. Whenever you dial in, know that the transformation frequency is there for you. It's not limited to time frame. That's not how we function anyway. And there's a lot more to it when you want to learn, but you'll get the opportunity to even view the other videos that we already have of these wonderful speakers in so many different subject matters. So just come from time to time and peruse. And we would, of course, love for you to subscribe and be part of our tribe. And with that, I'm going to be setting up in the post every month, once a month. There's going to be a different free gift. So you can always go back and receive that in the post section. And we'll try and make that as clear as possible for you. But until next time, I leave you all with a beautiful open heart, and the light keeps shining on me and cutting through. So here we are, and so many blessings to all of you. God bless everyone, and see you soon.
See you. Okay. Thank you. Bye.